Hello, good afternoon and welcome along to Pre-Season Live with Leicester in Hungary to take on Zalaegerszegi, also known as ZTE, and you may well hear us refer to them as ZTE quite a lot over the next couple of hours because our Hungarian isn't the best. My name's Lewis Mason, good to be with you, delighted to be joined by Ewan and Steve. How are we? All good?
Lewis? Yeah, good, thank you.
Yeah, very well, thanks.
We're back again, we're ready for the new season.
What's he got a great tan?
He's got a great tan, he's looking good.
Last night, so late hours from Turkey, so yeah.
Nice.
Well, that's far from Hungary.
All rested and ready.
I'm ready, yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to season starting, yeah.
New manager at the helm as well, Marty Cifuentes. We'll find out his first lineup very shortly. We'll go through that. But what did you make of the appointment, Ewan?
I think it's a really good one. I saw a lot of his QPR team, very much similar to Enzo, where the way he wants his team to dominate possession, pace in wide areas. And I thought he did a great job at Queen's Park Rangers. When you looked at the situation that they were in, I'm not sure if they were bottom of the Championship, but they were definitely in the bottom three.
I think they were at one
I think
stage,
they might,
yeah.
and he guided them and kept them in the division 2 years ago, and he built on that this season or last season. So I think it's a really good appointment.
Well, let's see what his first lineup is for today's game against Zalaegerszegi in Hungary, of course, from the Hungarian top tier. They didn't have a great season last year. We'll talk a bit more about them a little later. But in terms of a Leicester point of view, Jakub Stolarczyk starts in goal. Then in defence, we've got Hamza Chowdhury, expecting him at right back. Wout Faes and Connor Cody in the centre of defence, with Thomas at left back, Winks and Skip in those holding midfield areas, with Bilal El Khanous just ahead of them. And then you'd expect Casey McAteer and Jeremy Monga up just off Patson Daka through the middle. Of course, we say this is how we expect him to line up, but it's a new manager. Could do absolutely anything, Steve.
Yeah, I think at this stage, we obviously the mix in the teams, and they've had a great pre-season of Leicester this season. They've come back and they've got their heads down. They needed to do that. It's very important after what's happened, and I just want to see some more passion this year. I want to see commitment to the club. And looking at that lineup, it looks pretty strong. In like you say, you can split. You've got a squad here that's good enough to compete in this league, and the way the manager wants to play is going to be interesting because, like Ewan said, he wants to play out, wants to play football, he wants to attack. The signs are good from what he wants, but obviously, we've got the faithfuls there. You've got he's gone with Faes and Cody to start with, experienced enough. And I just think that now we've got to have that leadership. You've got leadership there with Cody in there. El Khanous, obviously we don't know what about his future, but he's he was for me one of the standout players last season when he got his opportunity. It's just where we're going to get these goals from, who's going to create. That's the important bit, and we'll see.
Well, one name which I'm sure lots of Foxes fans will notice on the bench, Abdul Fatawu, someone who we know can create
great.
And score those goals, and it'd be great to see him back in action.
He's took the year out. Obviously, he had that ACL cruciate, and I know I've had it done. It's not it's a year out of your life, really. You should be. I came back after 6 months, didn't I, Ewan? But I did a lot of damage, to my knee, and I'm paying the price at the minute. But still, it's great to see him back. He's obviously an exciting player. It gets the I like his directness, and so it's going to be great to see him. And like you say, he's got the creativity. He's got the nous to get past people and take people on. So when he can score a goal, we know that. So can't get into good ones as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We showed you that subs bench, but there are many more names on the subs bench who couldn't quite fit onto our graphic that you just saw a moment ago. We'll go through those throughout the course of the afternoon as and when they come on. Dan Bates, who's out in Hungary, will be talking you through the match, and he'll tell you all about those subs a little bit later, because no doubt we're going to see quite a few. Just a question on Marty Cifuentes. He's only been in the building a matter of days. Yeah. He's only been in the building here, very short period of time, then out, of course, to the camp. What will he be looking for from this group today?
A positive response. He's still getting to know his squad. He'll want to see, and I'm sure there will be, a very good, hungry attitude. I think the starting 11 is really, really solid. But you've maybe got as strong an 11 on the bench So he has to be delighted with that, with the players that he's inherited. He'll want a good performance. And you're right, he's only been here a handful of days. It's pre-season. The players have to take a lot on board in this period of 6 weeks where they're preparing for the first game of the season. He probably will have been limited to the way he wants, his philosophy on the way the team wants to play. But the good thing is about this pre-season, there is a load of games, you'll get a load of opportunities, and you've got enough time to sort of get things ready for Sheffield Wednesday on the 10th of August.
Yeah, it's been an exciting start.
Just sorry interrupting.
No, go on.
I'm just thinking, Ewan, when we played, when a new manager came in, it was a level playing field then for everybody.
Fresh start for everybody.
Fresh start for every player. And they've got to show him now, that the last manager was wrong for leaving me out, or, and it's simple. They've got to say, I'm going to impress this new manager. I'm going to show him what I can do. And that's what we need. This is, it's just part of football, part of what it's a purpose, what you play for, and your ambition. And I just, like I say, just the end of last season, I was really kind of hurt a little bit by it just didn't seem to be bothered really, and it came across that way. It probably were. Obviously, it was a class above, but like I say, new manager comes in and they've got to impress him. They've got to stamp their authority now and say, I'm going to take that chance now, that opportunity. If I start, then great.
Let's hear from one of those who is hoping to be involved a bit later. He starts on the bench today, Caleb Okoli. He's hoping to impress the new manager, and he's been speaking to Dan Bates.
It's the best place to focus, to put the hard work, and of course to rebuild our chemistry all together.
Caleb, firstly, how are you? How was your summer break? How nice is it to be back?
Yes, all good, and obviously the summer, the holiday was very good, and I'm very good to be back. I'm very happy to be back with the squad, and with all of the staff. I'm very happy.
You've obviously been in Austria now a couple of days. How have you found the surroundings here? How's training been?
Yeah, it's been very, very good so far, and all the environment, the very top is the best place to focus, to put the hard work, and of course to rebuild our chemistry all together.
How important is that, getting all the lads together and being here obviously for a long period of time?
I think it's very important. Now we can, as I said before, try to rebuild and try to find again our chemistry, work on our new things that the gaffer wants, and this is the right place.
We've had 2 games now of pre-season. We're heading into the 3rd. How does your body feel? How do the rest of the lads feel, do you think? Are people starting to be ready now for lots of minutes in games?
Obviously, after a few weeks now, everybody starts to be sharp and more prepared. And also, we're getting ready for the game of Saturday, and where we can put a lot of minutes. No legs. I think would be a very good opportunity to show ourselves.
Do you personally like just playing matches is better than training? Is that fair to say, or do you like them both? But obviously into game number 3 now, you're really starting to feel a lot of the ball, aren't you?
Yeah, for sure, because now after a few weeks of training, obviously games and matches is the right time to show ourselves. So after a good couple of weeks of trainings, it will be very good to show ourselves in these games.
And just finally, what are your first impressions of the new gaffer, of Marty?
Yeah, it shows, for my side, I think it shows a lot of responsibility, and it looks very secure what he's doing. And personally, I like it. So just happy to have him here, and we keep working.
There we go, Caleb Okoli really hoping to make his mark under Marty Cifuentes, and That's because the season is fast approaching. Just 3 weeks to go until things get underway in the Championship. 22 days, in fact, until Sheffield Wednesday are the visitors to King Power Stadium on the first game of the season. Sunday, the 10th of August, of course, we will have you covered on Matchday Live. If you are an international viewer, you can get your Game Pass for the season for £140 to Fox's Hub, so you can watch all of the Championship games online. And if you'd like to listen via the Fox's Hub, you can get a seasonal pass for £45. Find all the details at lcfc.com. Right, we'll be heading over to Hungary very, very shortly because the teams are appearing. If you were a player under Marti Cifuentes today, what would you be wanting to do to make sure you make your mark, Steve?
I would want to impress him first of all. You know, you've got to look at your work rate. You've done all this pre-season, this hard work now. I think you know that's the key elements now. Looking as a player, you want to impress. You want to get on the ball. You want your first touch to be right. Things like this. You want to go and stamp your authority on the game and yeah, so that's what I think.
Well, let's see who does just that by handing over to our commentator for today to talk you through today's game against Zalaegerszegi. It's Dan Bates.
ZTE Arena here in Zalaegerszegi, lying on the banks of the river Zala here in the west of Hungary. We are here for Leicester City's third friendly of this summer, and of course the first for new manager Marti Cifuentes. It would be fantastic to see him in action, of course, or his side in action for the first time. We've had all the paraphernalia here at the ZTE Arena for Zalaegerszegi. All their players have been introduced to the crowd for the new season. It's been a bit of a change, really, for them over the course of the summer, a change in the boardroom as well as in the manager's dugout. Nuno Campos, who's had quite a rich history in the game himself. He was assistant manager to Paolo Fonseca. Obviously, he's had a busy part to play in the resurgence of a number of clubs across Europe, so he's been a busy man, but Nuno Campos has decided to come and plough his own trade, and he's landed here in the Hungarian League. So again, both teams with a new manager this afternoon. We can start, of course, with the Leicester City team news. We've got Jakub Stolarczyk in goal, pretty much as he has been for the friendlies so far already this summer. Hamza Chowdhury will be at right back. Connor Cody and Wout Faes, the two central defenders, with Luke Thomas at left back. Skip and Winks are the two midfielders. McAteer and Monga are the wingers, providing the threat on the flanks and hopefully the support for Patson Daka and Bilal El Khanous, who is just behind the number 20. Well, here we go then. The Marti Cifuentes era gets underway here today, his first friendly in charge of the Foxes. It's an extremely warm day as well here in Hungary, roughly 30 degrees, so again, similar to how it was at Seagrave a week ago for that friendly against Leuven. It's a good opportunity for the players to really work on their fitness here in this intense heat. I think we're just waiting. There's a little hold up here with the referee speaking to the captain of ZT. I think it's some of the streamers that were that exploded over the far side of the pitch pre-match are on the pitch, so I think even Jeremy Monga himself has gone over to help move, though, as has El Khanous, Luke Thomas, Winks and Skip now running over. I think, yeah, there we go. It's where the streamers were shot out of. They need to be removed at the side of the pitch. not quite a sellout here at the ZTE Arena. It holds just over 11,000 people. ZTE, they've got a few ultras over to my left-hand side. The cameras left-hand side, doing their best to make some noise here, but it's been a tough couple of seasons for them. They narrowly avoided relegation in both of the last 2 seasons. 2 years ago, they won the Cup as well for the first time in their history. But I think now, eventually, we are underway. Closed down well by Casey McAteer. An early indication of what Martí Cifuentes said in his interview when he signed, that he likes his players intense and working really hard off the ball to win it back in high areas of the pitch, and there's the first example of that. Brilliant from Monga, the 16-year-old. He has lit up pre-season already this summer, and another glimpse of his tricky footwork that he certainly has. And Leicester will have their first opportunity now to get their foot on the ball in this game, and Harry Winks will pick it up and play it back to Wout Faes. El Canoes, first sight of the ball for Leicester's number 11. That's a terrific ball in for Luke Thomas. He can't keep hold of it, but Winks again winning it back. That's another sign of that intense pressing, but ZT have it, and there's Monga showing strength and skill and guile, and questions the referee there. Looked like he was impeded. Nothing doing from the referee. Skip in quickly. Daka also in quickly. Here's Chowdhury. First feel of the ball for Jakub Stolarsik. Academy graduate, of course. El Canoes. Nicely away from two into midfield. Finds Casey McAteer here on this right-hand side. Back again for the Moroccan. Wings. Quick ball in for Thomas. He can get it out to Monga. Here's Thomas. Good defending though from ZT, but a great move from the Foxes down that left-hand side. Bilal El Canoes, even in this opening couple of minutes, getting on the ball, making things happen. It's he that comes over to take this corner. Flicked on by Cody. Thomas with a searching ball out. El Canoes had stayed out on the left-hand side. Monga again. Not happy with the referee for the second time in this first 5 minutes there, the young 16-year-old. Thomas looks for Daka in behind. He may have been offside. Back to the goalkeeper, Tarkash. Barkonyi. Ayeri. Pass and skip combine to win the ball back again in the ZTE half. Luke Thomas there penalised for that foul. Denesh turns away from Luke Thomas really well, but immediately on him is Harry Winks. And Leicester again win it back quickly. It's Chowdhury. El Khanous. Has he spotted McAteer? He has. It's a fortunate touch from the defender, but McAteer will take it on this right-hand side. Chowdhury. Zalaegerszegi breaking here now. Chowdhury chasing back. Fast should cover that. Leaves it for Stolarsik. He rolls it out quickly for Thomas now. Two wins from 2 so far for the Foxes in pre-season. Both games at Seagrave, of course, for the first time to see a men's first team match. There were supporters at Seagrave for the wins against Peterborough and against OHL. First sight of Cifuentes there at the bottom of your screen. Monga, brightly, quickly away from the midfielders. A little bit too much on his touch, but again, Leicester try and regain the ball back quickly. This time they don't, and it's a great dummy. And here comes Pap on the left-hand side. But McAteer does well. Tarkash. Shoshka. Again, Leicester have looked to that left-hand side in this opening 8 minutes a number of times. Monga again, keeping hold, retaining the ball. Cody. Hamza Chowdhury. Headed away there by Shoshka. Won back by Casey McAteer. Bit of contention on that. Nuno Campos rather not happy that the throw was given Leicester's way. But it's they who recycle again and find Fass. Searching. Ball out to the left-hand side. Monga will get there before the defender. Oh, great bit of skill from the young man. And this time, the referee sides with Jeremy Monga, and it's a free kick to Leicester just outside the penalty area, right in the corner there as the penalty box meets the byline. But good strength shown again there from Monga. A little bit of fortune, great bit of skill. Nairi, the right back, wasn't too happy. He was claiming the ball was already out. It wasn't. And Leicester have another chance here. Effectively a corner, but much closer in. And what can El Khanous produce from this position? He goes to the edge, Winks, dummies it for Luke Thomas, just over the bar. Nice move though. One from the training ground. Might be disappointed with himself there, Luke Thomas, for not keeping that one down. Nairi. Just enough on that from the goalkeeper, but there's Patson Daka almost sneaking in there, the Zambian forward. And the goalkeeper, Tarkash, will be, well, thanking his lucky stars that Daka didn't get in there ahead of him. Wings wins it back. Here's Monga again. Really good from Jeremy Monga again to the edge of the box. There's Daka, blocked. Leicester looking bright though in this opening 10 minutes. Certainly the better side, although here come ZTE on this left-hand side. Skribek into Bakhti. Bakhti turns, but he's crowded out there by 3 pink shirts. Leicester in their new 3rd pink kit for this season. Have the ball now with Chowdhury. Obviously starting right back, we're seeing him go into midfield there, joining Skip, joining Winks, getting it back again. An early indication perhaps of what we may see this season under Cifuentes. Of course we saw it an awful lot, didn't we, with Ricardo under Enzo Maresca in the championship winning season a couple of campaigns ago. Chowdhury well versed to a central midfield berth, of course, as we know. Versatile player. Here comes Skip now. Daka, El Khanous, space now and time for Casey McAteer. Pap close on his tail. Winks was looking forward originally then, instead he turns out. Nice play from Chowdhury. Fast to Thomas. Back again now for the Belgian Fass. Play on the left-hand side. Can Daka nick in? Well, Monga certainly can. Here he goes again, Jeremy Monga. Seems to just get through challenges and keep the ball, Jeremy Monga. On that occasion he didn't, but we have seen it already in this opening couple of minutes. But here come the hosts now with Bakhti. Red boots, white hair. Wide for Skribek. His touch isn't great, but they will keep the ball. Kiss. Back for Senzrai, the captain. Back again now, Bakhti. Senzrai. Bakhti. Ball touch from him. Oh, Luke Thomas, that's a short one. Terrific save from Jakub Stolarczyk. He was out so eagerly, so quickly there. And that was a chance for Skribek, but Jakub Stolarczyk does so well here. Loose ball back from Thomas. Stolarczyk out, strong, quick. Good save, first real chance of the game. Too much on that long ball, and again they'll come back for Stolarczyk. He'll be pleased. His first save of the day was a very good one. Fast, looks long. El Kanous. Skip in the centre if he wants him, has Hamza Chowdhury right back here. Is Chowdhury. Skip. Dummy from El Kanous, he finds Skip again. Winks, comes searching for it. Here's El Kanous, flag stays down. McAteer. El Kanous, brilliantly played. Casey McAteer here on this right-hand side. Plays it in towards Daka. He might still get there on the second attempt. The back heel finds the goalkeeper, but promising signs again from the team in pink. McAteer, El Kanous. Daka, surely fouled, and is. Good strength there from Daka to hold off three players and win the free kick, which is taken quickly. Here's Cody now. El Kanous wants it quick, he gets it on this right-hand side. Skip. Again for El Kanous, well played again. Can he find McAteer? El Kanous, he tried to with a drilled pass. So Casey McAteer has gone down here. Just taking his right boot off. Certainly looks like he needs some treatment here. The physios are running on. This will be a bit of a blow for the young man who had a fantastic summer, scoring his first goal at international level for Ireland. Let's see what happens here. Is it? No, it's not in this one. His ball in for Daka was almost good. Daka nicked in, didn't he? There was no one there to support from the back heel. We're just wondering if he holds up here at all, McAteer, on his right foot. No, nothing there. His boot is back on in the meantime. Players are taking this opportunity to have a little quick drink. As ever, this season with us here on Fox's Hub, you can follow all of the action. Don't miss a moment with us. Early bird packages are available now, as well as international seasonal video and seasonal listen live passes on offer for you. Every game will be covered on Fox's Hub. For more information, all you need to do is head onto the website. Looks like Casey McAteer is okay now on that right-hand side. A nice opportunity, though, for Marti Cifuentes to have a quick chat with his side. 20 minutes in, his first 20 minutes in charge, of course, of Leicester City. We will, of course, be getting his thoughts at full time. So do stay with Lewis and the guys. Here's Fast. Skip turns well, finds Chowdhury. He's seen a lot of the ball on this right-hand side. McAteer, El Canoes. Fast searches out Casey McAteer. El Canoes has run, freed up the young Irishman. Skip. Winks, shows, gets, and gives to Cody, who swings a first-time ball out to Monga. What a ball that is. Now, what can Monga do again? This time comes inside. Yet again, he keeps hold of the ball. He'll want it back from Fass. He gets it. Skip. Ooh, nearly makes its way through to McAteer, but it's a throw for the Foxes. Four academy graduates starting for Leicester today. The goalkeeper, of course, as we've mentioned, Jakub Stolarczyk, Hamza Chowdhury, right back, Luke Thomas, the man on the ball now, and of course Jeremy Monga. His breakthrough really last season, making his Premier League debut at just 15 years old. What a story that is. Signed a new contract in the summer. Now he's on the ball again. Tricky feet. Back to Winks. One-touch stuff from the Foxes in midfield. Thomas to Monga. Again, even when he looks like he's losing it, he still has it. Monga there. And wins a free kick. The right back, Vince Nairi, he's having a tough 22 minutes so far up against Jeremy Monga. Probably didn't know too much about him heading into this game. He certainly does now. Here's McAteer. Clip the ball over for Chowdhury, who is offside. Just went slightly early there, Chowdhury. Shoshka back to his goalkeeper, Takash. Darkonyi. Nairi. He looks long for Denesh, but there's Luke Thomas to win it back. It will be picked up in midfield by Kish. Bakhti. Kish again winds one up, goes through two. Fass is there though to win the ball back. Bit of a mixture of Skip and Fass there, but he had skipped past a couple before the Belgian was there. Winks now for Thomas. Monga. Again, keeps hold of it, wins the side, a throw in. Cody. ZTE start their campaign in a few weeks' time here at home against Debrecen. As I said earlier, tough couple of seasons for them, just narrowly avoiding relegation. they'll be hoping for a better start this season. Cody wins it back really high up the pitch there. He's unlucky that there was a defender there because Leicester were in otherwise. Winks flicks it on. Monga shows strength and speed again. He's surely fouled, but he gets up. The ref plays advantage. Here's Daka now. He just couldn't get past the defender. Wins the side corner. I feel like we're saying a lot about Monga, but he's looked very bright on that left-hand side. Canoes with the corner, punched away. Canoes towards Daka. Holds it up well, not for the first time today, and finds Winks. Cody. Skip. Canoes does well to keep hold of that. We know, of course, those first two pre-season games of the summer against Peterborough and Leuven were overseen by Andy King. He's done a fantastic job so far in pre-season in preparing these lads for whoever it was that came in. It is now Cifuentes. We are starting to see a little bit more shape, tactical work. The first indications 27 minutes in. Supporters, I'm sure, will be assessing what they think will happen with the players, what they think the style will be. We know, we've heard already from Cifuentes, he said a number of times that he wants his side to be attacking. Even when they're 1-0 up, 2-0 up, he wants a second, he wants a third. Monga, he's certainly got attacking instincts about him, wins another free kick, which Winks takes very cleverly and quickly to Monga. This time his touch is a little bit heavy, but clever thinking there from the England international, Harry Winks. Skip for Cody. Well, I think if we were watching a championship game there, we'd have seen a card for Oliver Skip. Here in a friendly, the referee slightly more lenient there. Skip there, I'm sure, hoping for a call up to the British and Irish Lions, their current tour of Australia, with that tackle. Here's Canoes. Gives it away. Schreibeck in for the captain, Sendri. He strides forward. Two-time winner of the Hungarian top flight, not with ZTE. Although Zalaegerszegi were winners of their league back in 2002. Here's Canoes' chance. Can he find McAteer? He can. Casey McAteer away on the right. He's got Daka in support. That's who he looks for. Good defending again now. Yes, ZTE winning that league back in 2002 was a real shock to the Hungarian top flight world. They have their main clubs that occasionally compete in Europe, the likes of Ferencváros. That to beat those, to beat Debrecen was a huge thing for a side that is primarily either mid-table or fighting for relegation. Some might say a little akin to what happened in 2016. Deneš. Koshka. To Konchka, he gives it away. Chowdhury wins it back. That gets a huge round of applause from Cifuentes below us here. He's very happy with that. Leicester again winning the ball back high up the pitch. And a big thumbs up again just off the camera from Cifuentes to McAteer. McAteer is the man that Cody's looked for. El Khanous in support. McAteer decides to take on his man and wins his side of corner. El Khanous taken every set piece so far. First one though from this right hand side. What can the number 11 produce? It's a low one towards Daka. He tries a flick on. There'll be a second chance for El Khanous. Stands up his man. Well defended though from Vilmos Deneš, the right winger over on this left hand side, and I think we're going to have another little break here as one of the ZTE players is down. Songor Pak looks like he'll be okay, maybe winded from that corner and Daka's flick on. El Khanous. ZTE fans now starting to find their voice. The supporters below us clapping. The ultras on that left-hand side, they've been going all game. Winks. Cody. Fass. Good ball for Daka. He was looking for McAteer, for Luke Thomas rather, wasn't he? And just slipped. And chance on this right-hand side now for Deneš as Thomas was going forward there. Deneš gets round Fass, or does he? Fass there, the Belgian gets back well. Concedes a corner, but importantly, block the cross. And it's Benche Kiss that goes over to take it. He was signed in January of last year. He spent his whole career in Hungary. Here he is at ZTE. And the corner comes to nothing. McAteer doing well there to put off the attacker. A number of Leicester substitutes down to our left-hand side here warming up. But here's Stalacic. Couple more friendlies for the Foxes to go, of course, before the start of the Championship season. That game at home against Sheffield Wednesday. Before that, though, meanwhile, here's Patson Daka in. He just couldn't get his shot away, and it's won himself a corner. He's claiming more, doesn't get it, it is a corner. But yes, tickets on sale for that Fiorentina home friendly just before the start of this season. Don't forget, of course, you can see your Foxes in action. Daka there was strong. Just at the last moment, I think the defender stuck a foot in. He's still remonstrating that he thinks maybe he was fouled. Elkanou's Cody's header was goalwards, might have been going wide or hitting the post. McAteer there cleverly stopping the goalkeeper, taking it quick. Might go down as a half chance for Leicester's number 4, Cody. That's Harry Winks out there in the left back position, really well marshalled from the former Tottenham man. Skip.
Again?
Thomas in quite a high position. On the same line as Monga, Daka, Elkanous and McAteer. Which means Winks has gone into that vacated left back position. This time comes across. Now here's Elkanous. Immediately in for Daka, who again holds it up well. And again wins aside a free kick, which Hamza Chowdhury takes quickly. Clever again. So a couple of times the Foxes have taken them quickly in this first half. Monga to Thomas. Here's Winks. Daka. Elkanous. Edge of the box. Blocked well though. Koshka and Varconi, the 2 central defenders, have been resolute. Koshka, the man on the ball now, former Wolves defender. Was at Molineux when Connor Cody was a Wolves player as well. Joined ZTE though in 2022 from AFC Wimbledon. And he's played it back to his goalkeeper, who dinks it, wedges it into midfield. The flick on though only finds Cody. Here comes Fass. Thomas this time safely back to Jakub Stolarczyk. That was probably the biggest moment of the half so far. A back pass which found a ZTE player, but Jakub Stolarczyk so quickly off his line. Fast now. Here's Koshka again. Monga nicks it back. This time loses out though. Sendry's ball forward is blocked by Winks. Koshka to Pap. Schrebeck. Too much on that for the chasing Danish. Here's Fass. Thomas for Winks. Skip nicely. Finds Monga. Monga checks and finds Thomas. Cody coming forward. Here's El Canouse. His ball for Daka. Might be offside. He tries to flick it on. He does get it back. Here's Patson Daka. Is he fouled? He gets up. The referee says no. Daka wins this side of corner. Benche Varconi there coming across. He did slide in dangerously. But just at the last minute got his foot on the ball there, didn't he? El Canouse over another set piece. This time doesn't beat the first man. Winks into midfield. El Canouse. Nicely done, finds Skip. Monga again away from his fullback. Checks back. A very exciting talent. Those of you who were lucky enough to be at Seagrave for the games against Peterborough and Leuven, he was in front of the 499 Leicester supporters out on that left-hand side and electrified them at times. Some of his play was fantastic. Thomas there, back to the aforementioned Monga. He's got Thomas running in behind. He looks for Luke Thomas. Varconi, though, again, strong and resolute at the back. Winks must have been fouled, and was. Skip. 3 minutes to go until the break. Here's Connor Cody. That one's given away, though. Here comes Bakhti. Bakhti wide for Schreibeck. Chowdhury gets back. McAteer gets back. El Canouse as well. In goes Skip. Leicester really trying to win the ball back, and they do. Good work from the three players there. McAteer. Cody away. Really were hunting in packs there again, though. The Foxes just outside their box this time. By Konchka. Winks' ball is cut out by his opposite number, who is then fouled, Andres Konchka. Two-time winner of the Hungarian top flight with Ferenc Kabosh. Thomas. Might have been fouled out there. Fast comes in and clears up anyway. Thomas there, not happy with the referee, just remonstrating, as is Harry Winks, just asking why that wasn't a free kick. In the meantime, ZT have taken the throw in and have worked the ball now for Bakhti. There's Skip to put the block in. High fives from Cody, Fass and Stalacic for the other former Spurs man in midfield. Balash Bakhti with the bleach blonde hair there was on loan here at ZTE last season. The deal was made permanent over the summer. resulting corner from his shot leads to nothing for the Hungarian side. Wings. And there goes the half-time whistle. 0-0 between ZTE and Leicester City in this first 45 minutes. The first 45 minutes under new man Marti Cifuentes. He's got 15 minutes or so during the break to speak to his side. I'm sure there'll be some changes potentially. There was a lot of warming up from the Leicester players. The biggest moment really of the game was that save from Jakub Stolarczyk, a really smart save when a back pass was a little bit short. In went the attacker, but Stolarczyk was red hot and quick off his line to make the save. To talk you through that first half and the biggest moments of it, we've got the guys in the studio. Don't go anywhere.
Declares Leicester City champions. There's a few banners actually in the players. Yeah, to signal that Leicester are straight back up to the Premier League.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Half-time in Hungary then, so Leicester City 0-0 with Zalaegerszegi. The first 45 minutes of the Marti Cifuentes era, if you like. Ewan Roberts and Steve Walsh with me. We'll be back to Dan for the full second half coverage for you very shortly, but what were your thoughts, Steve, on that first half?
It wasn't as inspiring as I was hoping for, but you know, like I say, it's at this level. We were just talking, me and Ewan, and pre-season. And it's just you've got to build yourself into games, and I understand. But you know, there was good. You know, Luke Thomas's back pass was the only opportunity that they offered really. You know, 4-2-3-1 both teams seem to be playing and cancelled each other out. There's not been any really clear, you know, proper chances you'd say. Monga's looked lively. You know, he's getting forwards direct, and he's strong. He's getting at people, and yeah, he's looking quality. He really is. So there's been other chances. Knuus as obviously you can see that he's looking like the one that's going to be the creator, the only one at the moment. But he's on free kicks, corners, everything. So yeah, it'll be. I think they'll be, you know, looking at it. There'll probably be some change at half time, whether they swap the both teams, you know. So we'll see what happens.
Have you seen anything obvious in terms of styles of play, formation, what Marti Cifuentes is trying to instill?
I mean, when I did see QPR play in the last couple of seasons, he does like his fullbacks to bomb forward. Ken Powell, QPR's left back, he's very, very good at going forward. We've seen that at times with, especially with Luke Thomas down the left-hand side. For me, it's a typical sort of pre-season friendly in 30 degrees heat. I would have loved to have seen a little bit more tempo, out of possession and in possession. I think we've got in some really good areas at times, especially down the right-hand side. There's been some really good link-up play with El Canous and Casey McAtee. It's just that final ball then that hasn't quite been there. And I agree with Walshy. Monger at times has been outstanding. You know, at times I think he has maybe a few too many touches instead of sort of mixing his game up and laying it off after maybe a couple of touches and then going beyond the full-back. But the tricks that he's got,
his strength as well.
He's been very, very good because he's been sort of isolated down that left-hand side where down the right you've had McAtee and El Canous, but got behind them, had some opportunities to put better quality in. That final pass in that final third hasn't been quite up to scratch. But it's the third game in pre-season. You know, I think this is their
not
fifth.
really been tested either. You know, at the minute the defenders have got it really easy. You know, going into that game, you know, as we used to say, you'd have a cigar out at the back there. But you know, maybe we could push on a little bit and push up and try and squeeze the spaces, and then that will lead to more opportunities.
I mean, it is a training session at the end of the day. So you've got to get back into those good habits that you're going to need for the start of the new season. And yeah, you want to win every game, and I totally understand that. You want to build momentum before the start of the season, but it is all about getting that hard work into your legs.
One person who's looked pretty sharp, Jakub Stolarczyk, when called upon, because he did have to be called upon at one point. We'll have a little look at this, something that Luke Thomas isn't going to really want to see, because we talk about a new manager, you want to make a good impression. You don't really want to highlight any mistakes you make, but Luke Thomas did make a bit of a mistake to give a great chance to the hosts.
Yeah, he knew as soon as he passed the ball, he knew he'd made a mistake, put his hands on his head, but he was, you know, listen, clever play from the forward anyway. On the blind side, he's nipped in. You'll see now. It's
he's just not aware. His head's down. He's not sort of taking a picture before the ball's come to him. He's not aware of what's around him. Yeah. But yeah, as a former centre forward, I'd rather give the centre forward the credit of being sort of.
I'd say that was probably the best chance of the game,
and a top class save.
Yeah, there's not been any from Leicester. You just want, you know, the second half. We want to see some opportunities, some real opportunities now.
You talked about awareness and getting back in those good habits. Was Luke Thomas a little bit at fault for not being quite up to speed with those habits yet? Because you're in that summer, you've probably been having a kick around in training.
I don't think he is. I think that was just a genuine mistake. That things happen in a game, and you know, he knew straight away, immediately. You just get on with it, you get over it. But it could have cost us, really.
I mean, for me, as his first thought, can I go forward? You know, is his body position how it should be? Could he have opened his body out a little bit more so we can maybe see into Harry Winks or Oliver Skipp, or maybe get it to Monger, or even further play it into Daka? If he'd opened his body up a little bit more, he'd have had more options.
Cuts out the risk as well.
It does.
We'll have more from Hungary very soon, but of course it has been an exciting week at Leicester City with Marty Cifuentes arriving, and he's been chatting to Dan Bates.
Usually it's normal that after a tough season it's been some feeling, but we need to remind them that we have fantastic footballers in this team and we have a lot of quality, and I'm here to remind them and to make them understand that if we work hard, I'm sure that we can achieve the targets.
Well, Marty, it's the end of the first week or the first few days of this trip, and obviously nearly a full week for you in the role. How have you found it?
Very good. I think, it's always exciting when you join a new group and to have the opportunity to start in a camp like this, in a great environment, to spend time with the lads. It's been so good.
Last time we spoke, it feels like a long time ago. It was only a few days. You obviously hadn't really had a chance to meet the squad or have a chat really with many of the staff. You've had that opportunity. We've been away now. It probably does feel longer than just a few days. What are your first impressions of everybody?
Very good. Actually, I'm very happy with the application. I need to say, not only from the players, but as well from the staff. And in that sense, it's very good to come into a team that is probably excited as well to get a new manager, but at the same time to see that everybody is on board to work hard and use this opportunity that we got here properly.
Yeah, because I guess it is for managers. This is the reason teams do this. Every team does this. They come away in pre-season because why? It's an opportunity to get everybody away. You can really intensely work with the group. The team can bond as well.
Yeah, it's not only about the pitch work, which obviously is very important, but as well the time that the lads can spend together between them, as well the time that the staff, that we have a lot of meetings every day, in the morning, in the afternoon, planning, discussing about the way of playing, about trainings, about dynamics, about a lot of things. So it's definitely a time that hopefully will set the foundation for what we expect in the season.
We'll take a little walk over here. I admire the scenery somewhat. It is a gorgeous place, isn't it, that we're here, and it offers a really nice location for the guys to just relax when they can. You haven't had much, obviously, relaxation time because of the meetings, because of the sessions. You said you've had individual discussions. Obviously, we won't go into details with who, but have you been pleased with every interaction you've had with the players, whether that's on their own or as a group?
Yeah, very much. Definitely, it's been opportunities to speak with the whole group, and then I try to use some of the time as well to sit individually to start to know them better, not only as expectations they got for the season, but as well to meet the human being behind the footballer, which is very important for me as well. And in that sense, I think that it's been interesting to know how they think, how they feel. Usually, it's normal that a tough season it's been some feeling, but we need to remind them that we have fantastic footballers in this team, and we have a lot of quality. And I'm here to remind them and to make them understand that if we work hard, I'm sure that we can achieve the targets.
I know one thing that you said in your interview with us that excited the fans a lot was about your philosophy, about the learnings, I guess, the teachings that you got from Johan Cruyff in your time watching Barcelona. So how long does it take to implement that? You've had only a handful of sessions so far. Is it just building blocks at the moment for you, do you think?
You know, the thing about football is that there is not a straight line. It's always up and downs, and it's very difficult to say when we will have an identity that we really look for. But what is non-negotiable is that from day one we're going to try to be an attacking team, that we're going to try to be dominant, and that we want to be the team that is dictating the game. That will never change, and hopefully already this next game and tomorrow we're going to show that. I'm expecting that it will be a lot of mistakes, but as Johan used to say, usually the one making less mistakes is the one winning the game, so hopefully we will not make many.
I know the work obviously that Kingy did before you guys came in, getting the group into a level of fitness was very important. All of the lads have obviously spoken about that themselves. Are we still at the stage of pre-season where it's a mix of getting the fitness and the football? Whereabouts are we now, do we think?
Look, I'm a big believer that football must be played with the ball, and that you get fit by just playing games. So in that sense, for me the main thing is to make sure that we don't have injuries, because obviously it's the worst thing that can happen to a player, but as well for us in this moment of preparation where I want to see all the players, I want to know them. We want to really hopefully avoid that there is any issue, but I'm sure they are in a good place. And as I said, let's see if we can show from tomorrow the identity that we want to have as a team, that we want to have not only as well in the way we play, but as well in the way we behave as a team, even when there are perhaps some adversities. I think there is something that for me was great to learn about the motto that this club has, about Foxes never quit, and I think that defines as well me as a person. So I'm quite identifying myself in this, and hopefully this will be part of the team identity.
Speaking so well on his arrival at Leicester City, Martí Cifuentes, the new first team manager, of course, and just 3 weeks to go until the new championship season is up and running. Very, very excited to be welcoming Sheffield Wednesday to King Power Stadium in just 22 days. That will be the first game for Leicester of the championship season. If you are an international viewer, you can watch every game via Fox's Hub, and you can get your Game Pass right now for £140. If you're more interested in just listening live on the audio streams, then you can get a seasonal pass for £45 at lcfc.com, and just click on Fox's Hub. Clearly, Martí Cifuentes is a very personable person. He speaks really highly of how he wants to know the human behind the footballer. As a player, what does that mean to you?
Well, you can't ask for any more. That you get that sort of respect and care, if you like, from your manager. You know, from what I hear, the QPR players loved him. of the way he was with them. I mean, one thing that sort of struck a chord with me in his interview there is the amount of times he sort of said hard work hard. And you have to do that, especially the style of play that he wants to implement. Did it 2 years ago superbly with Enzo. You've still got the nucleus of that squad that won the league playing that type of football. So it shouldn't really be a big change for the lads. They're more than capable of doing it. But he comes over as someone who cares, someone players will sort of run through a brick wall for.
Yeah, that can only build, you know, on the team spirit.
Yeah,
really. You can see what he's trying to do, and we know how he's going to play. And you know, I guess now it's him looking quickly. You know, he's coming late. Another manager that's coming late into the pre-season. It's not an easy task. 5 days into a job, and you're going into games like this. But from a player's point of view at this moment, like I say, it's very hard to read into these games for sharpness and everything else, because you know you're going out into a game after intense training. Your legs are absolutely
2-3 sessions a day.
You're knackered. Well. You're absolutely knackered, and I know how they're feeling out there. But you don't. You know, a lot of people don't see that, thinking why didn't go there. You know, but they'll be absolutely shattered. But it starts, and you've got to get on a level that week before, and then be right.
Don't
bang
pick
at
too
it.
early.
So that's right. And
it's building up. It's building up. It's getting the workloads in.
What I'd like to see now is a little bit more thrust going forward. A little bit, just squeeze up 10 yards. You can be brave. It's a friendly game, you know, and I think that would work. I think you'll create more. It'll be more condensed. So we'll see.
I think you want to see an improvement in every game to a degree. I mean, I haven't seen the first two pre-season friendlies, but they look like comfortable wins. This is the toughest test so far, and I know they had a disappointing season last season, but they are a Hungarian First Division club. So it wasn't going to be as straightforward as the last two friendlies against Peterborough and OHL. Got away with that one, haven't I?
ZLT, is it? What's this one?
Well, the players are starting to come back out, and you talked about working hard. One man who is working very hard is Dan Bates. He's our commentator today. I'm pretty sure our view is a little bit far away from the pitch, but I'm pretty sure I saw him with the cheerleaders as well at half-time doing a bit of a dance. But to talk you through the second half, let's hand back to Hungary with our commentator. It's Dan Bates.
Thank you, Lewis. Yes, welcome back to Western Hungary here in Zalaegerszegi. We're at ZTE Arena, the home of ZTE. The home side are back out onto the pitch, as is the referee. And here comes the Leicester City side. There's a good smattering of blue Leicester shirts to my right-hand side, which is always great to see. We're probably expecting change. We're going to see a lot. It looks like it's possibly going to be 10. Young Jake Evans there. He's coming on. Of course, we know all about him already, don't we? Obviously, making his senior debut in 2025, in April, rather, of this year, in that draw against Brighton. He's made 4 first-team appearances, just 16 years old. Really is staggering, isn't it? Both he and Monga, both coming through. Monga looked extremely bright in that first half. Hopefully we see more of that in the second. So from a Leicester point of view, they've kept Stolarczyk in goal. Other than that, it is 10 changes. Ricardo has the R-band at right back. Akoli and Vestergaard are the 2 central defenders. James Justin here on the left. The man on your screen now, Jordan Ayew, replaces Daka in the central striker position. Will Alves replaces El Kanous as the number 10. It's Mavididi left, Evans right, and then Samare and Ndidi in midfield. Here's Akoli. Just the one change for ZTE. That man on the ball there. We'll come to that in just a moment. Foul on Justin there, on the left-hand side. Johan Crozier, the number 10, Frenchman. Very much a flair player. for ZTE. He's come on in the central striker position, replacing Bakhti. Vestergaard back to Stolarczyk. That is a foul in midfield. We heard the screams from up here on the gantry. Samare, the man who's removed himself from the situation. Yannick Vestergaard claiming he got the ball there. Frustrated there, the Dane, who's actually going to receive a yellow card for that. You don't see many of those in pre-season friendlies. Oliver Skipp got away with a pretty much a rugby tackle in the first half without getting booked, but Vestergaard there, for what he said, well, it was Vestergaard, yeah, who did make the foul. He's claiming that he was just stronger and he's got the ball there. But he picks up a yellow card for the dissent. Ndidi fighting for the ball in midfield. His partner Samare in there helps out. Goes back to Akoli, all the way to Stolarczyk now. Vestergaard, is there enough on that? There just is. Crozier, the substitute, tries to get in. Ayu's fouled. Which draws warm applause from the home manager Nuno Campos, but Jordan Ayew there, goal scorer against Leuven. He'll say he meant it, direct from the corner, won't he? The goal that gave Leicester the win in their second pre-season game of the summer. Here's Ricardo, Will Alves in that number 10 position, out to the number 10, Steffi Mavididi. Stands up the defender, looks for Ricardo, can't find him. They won't clear it like that as Justin wins it. Here's Samare, edge of the box. Ndidi. Jake Evans. Justin points at Mavididi. Not sure he saw that, but he does get the ball back to his fellow Englishman. Here's Vestergaard. Foul from Evans. Will Alves does well. It's a warm summer's evening here in Zalaegerszegi. The home side ZTE a week out from the start of their domestic campaign. A home game here against Debrecen. They'll be hoping to start well. After struggling in the last two seasons, Samare's ball forward, a bit too much on it there for Jordan Ayew. That's why we probably won't see too many changes from ZTE, just that one at half-time. Off went Bakhti, on came Crozier, just a week out there. Looking to really get into the swing of things, and they have done with this move now. It goes out to that left-hand side. Here's Denesh. Drills it towards the near post. Jakub Stolarczyk just about keeps it in, prevents the corner and rolls it to Yannick Vestergaard. Mercado, they're in control of that situation. Okoli. Neat ball for Ndidi. Evans. Coley now. Evans does well to show strength. And again, shows a lot of strength there, young Jake Evans. Surely one of those had to be a free kick. Nothing coming from the referee though. Denesh, muscled off the ball by Yannick Vestergaard. He'll claim that's exactly what he did 5 minutes ago when he was booked. Now Will Alves finds James Justin. Justin again, Alves. Jordan Ayew. Evans. Oh, goes one way then the other, nicely done by the 16-year-old. He still has it over on the right-hand side. Technically gifted, Jake Evans. Anyone who watches the under-21s will know just how good he is on the ball at finishing. Given away though by Ayew meantime, and Denesh comes forward. Ricardo's there, yeah. Young Jake Evans has lit up PL2, that's for sure. Here comes Wilfred Ndidi. Back to that man, Evans. Okoli. Here's Ayew now. Ndidi swings it out to this left-hand side towards Mavididi, who would have been offside had it got to him. Ndidi wins it back in midfield again. That's been a trait of Leicester in this 55 minutes that we've seen so far. They've been really quick to win the ball, often in ZTE's half. Will Alves turns away from his man, finds Jordan Ayew. Chance now for the number 18, Ayew. It's saved. Huge chance for Ndidi. Oh, terrific save. Really, really good save from Benche Tarkash. Ndidi will be disappointed in himself for not converting, but it's a fantastic double save from the Hungarian goalkeeper. Good ball from Will Alves. Found Ayew, he tried to go through the legs, didn't he? Ndidi on the follow-up. He'll be delighted with himself there, the goalkeeper. Mavididi now to Ndidi. Chip ball towards the back post is taken by Tarkash. who made that double save. That's just hit Caleb Okoli. He knew nothing about it. The referee just holds out his arms because Okoli was just running back, and Ayew drills it across. It's cleared away. Justin, Mavididi. Justin again, edge of the box. Will he shoot? He will. It's over the bar. Well, Okoli did try and make himself big, didn't he? The referee said nothing doing. But Benche Tarkas, the goalkeeper on your screen now with that fantastic double save, was the first choice goalkeeper here as well last season. He actually was integral at the end of the season to ZTE staying in the Hungarian top flight. He kept 3 consecutive clean sheets in the last 3 games. They drew those games 0-0, but it was enough to stay up. They stayed up by 3 points, which they gained in those last 3 games. Kroziec. Koshka. Justin wasn't aware of Denesh just behind him. He did well not to lose that one. Likewise, Ayew and the defender there, they thought they could have been in. Mavididi, strong to win it back. He won't be happy with that. He thought he was using his shoulder. Referee saw it differently. Zenzrai. Kroziec. Cultured left foot. Kroziec. 7 goals, 3 assists last season. Would have been disappointed not to start today. He'll be hoping it's different for that first league game in a week's time. He actually spent time at OHL Leuven. Of course, Leicester's sister club. We've mentioned them a couple of times already, with Leicester having played them last week. Spent a lot of time in Belgium. He's also played in America. Here he is on the ball now. Flicks it inside. Gets it back again. Wide for Pap. Forward for Schreibeck. Back again for Pap. Nairi. He's forward to nobody there. And Justin has a bit of time and space to run into on this left-hand side. Very, very warm evening here in the west of Hungary. Perhaps an indication as to why we've seen 45 minutes. Maybe that's because Martí Cifuentes wants to see pretty much all of his players in action. Of course, we will, as I said, be hearing from him at full time, so do stay with us on Foxley Sub and on YouTube. Here's Jordan Ayew now, and behind, the flag is up. He got round the goalkeeper there, but the flag was up. Here's Alves. Ayew. Mavididi. Tricky footwork, back for Alves again. He loses out. Kroziec turns away from Vestergaard, turns away from Alves, but there was Wilfred Ndidi to win it back. The referee said there was a foul in there, but again, Leicester getting bodies in and around the ball in the opposition's half. Darkani. Nairi. And the Foxes win it back high again. Almost. Mavididi there. Samari nicks in. Applause, encouragement, instructions coming down here from Cifuentes. An hour gone though, here at the ZTE Arena. 0-0. Leicester's third pre-season game of the summer. Slip from Alves, but he gets up and he's shortly fouled. Quickly taking a free kick again, indeed. Ricardo popping forward from right back. Here's Evans. Ayew. There's Mavididi in the box. Evans on the edge of it. Jordan Ayew still. Dig to the back post towards Mavididi. Good defending though from Nairi, who had a tough time in that first half against Jeremy Monga. That will make him feel better. Mavididi was ready to pounce at the back post there. You can see on your screen there, hear them through the microphones, those fans behind the goal, cheering their side on in this friendly against Leicester City. Ayew's corner towards the back post, finds Yannick Vestergaard across goal, and how has that not ended up in the back of the net? Bouba Soumaré was in there. The Leicester players are saying, surely that's another corner. Let's have a look here. Vestergaard headed it back across goal. Oh, I mean, it's so unfortunate and so fortunate at the same time. How that's gone over the bar from Varconi, I'll never know. How the referee didn't give a corner, I will never know. But the Foxes, almost just as they were a week ago against Leuven, ahead thanks to an own goal. Alves, neatly away from three. Alves gets it back from Ayew, looks for fellow youngster Evans. Evans now cuts inside, lets one fly, he slips, not the first player to slip in this second half, and it rolls through to the goalkeeper. Varconi. Denesh. His first touch did elude him, and again, Leicester look to take things quickly, but Justin and Mavididi's quick thinking will be stopped, because as you can see below, there will be a change again for ZTE. On comes Krajakovic. Off comes Benchei-Kish. Was very much a bit part player last season, Krajakovic, the man who's just come on. He was used to coming off the bench. He only made 3 starts in the league for ZTE. Looks like he'll be over here on this right-hand side, and Denesh will be back into midfield. Zalaegerszegi quick off his line again, although he slipped. Slightly fortunate there, Jakub Zalaegerszegi, that the ball was able to just land with him. Coley knew it was safely going back to Zalaegerszegi, who just slipped at a crucial moment, but actually did well to get back onto the ball, and Coley finds Soumaré. Indeed. Coley again. The Italian Coley. Oh, just about gets it back there. Crozier must have thought he was in, and Coley swings a long, raking right-footed ball out to Steffi Mavididi, whose first touch is good. Here's Mavididi. Alves. Sharply in there. Back to Vestergaard. Alves again. squeezes it onto Samare. He loses it on the edge of the box. And Akoli sharply in against Crozier. Strong, powerful defending that from Caleb Akoli. Samare. Mavididi, will he run at his man? He finds Samare, gets it back to Steffi Mavididi, who plays it across. And it's cleared away again. They've been fairly resolute with the home side, ZTE here. And a problem potentially for Steffi Mavididi there isn't, and we're going to see a couple of changes again. The two young lads, Will Alves and Jake Evans, had 20 minutes apiece there to make a difference. And here, well, what a moment this is. Firstly, Louis Page is going to come on, but Abdul Fatawu, who sustained that horrible ACL injury, didn't he, playing for Ghana against Angola back in November of last year, steps out on to a football pitch for the first time since then. Fantastic recovery from the 21-year-old. An infectious character. We know how good he is. We saw how good he is in the Championship. In the first few months of the Premier League, he looked dangerous as well, didn't he? And here he is, back in a Leicester shirt again. After all these months, he'll be so happy to be back out there. It's been a long 9 months for Abdul Fatawu, but he is back. And ready to shine again. Well, if you want to see more of that man, Abdul Fatawu, this season, then of course you can do so on Fox's Hub. If you want to follow us live this season, you won't miss a minute. We'll have every single game covered for you. There are early bird packages available for international seasonal videos, as well as seasonal listen live passes as well on offer. For more information, all you need to do is head onto the website. Samari shows good strength there against Denesh. Vestergaard gets it back to Stalarsson. Yes, a word, of course, it was all about Abdul Fatawu, wasn't it, coming on for Leicester there. But Louis Page comes on, 2 goals against Peterborough in the first pre-season game a couple of weeks ago. He'll be wanting to impress again. He looks like he's gone into that number 10 position. He's in and around the ball now, but it's Justin who comes out to Ayew. Chance for Leicester. Jordan Ayew cuts inside, dances past 3, shoots and scores. Second goal of pre-season now for Jordan Ayew. And Leicester take the lead in Hungary. A nice, clever move on this left-hand side from the Foxes. Mavididi was involved, Justin was involved, and almost Jordan Ayew there with the ball just decided, I'm taking matters into my own hands. Skipped past 3 and fired it in at the near post. Nothing too much on. You thought he might have shot there. He took his time. And there was too much power on it for the goalkeeper. 20 minutes to go here in this pre-season friendly against ZTE. And Jordan Ayew breaks the deadlock. Leicester now suddenly with their tails up. Mavididi unfortunately couldn't get past his man, and Leicester just get it back straight away again. We've seen that a lot today. First goal of the Marti Cifuentes era was scored by Leicester's number 18, then Jordan Ayew. There's Mavididi. Vestergaard. Well taken by Page. He showed everyone what he could do, didn't he, against Peterborough a few weeks ago. That was another nice touch. Just 17 years old. Gets it back now from Ayew. Mavididi. Page drives on in that inside left position. Gives Mavididi an option. He gets it. He's offside. Slightly unfortunate there. He looked like the defender was potentially playing him on. Nothing would have come of it anyway. Justin wins it back. Mavididi smartly in. Steffi Mavididi again. Dances onto his left foot. Thinks it towards the back post towards Abdul Fatawi. What a story that would be if he can get on the score sheet. He's chasing this one down again now. It's cleared away. But they were so potent, weren't they? Mavididi, Fatawi in that championship winning campaign 2 seasons ago. Hopefully, these are the first glimpses of those two doing the same thing again. Here is Fatawi on the ball. Loses out this time. There's this moment. Mavididi did so well, didn't he? Did towards the back post. The defender, the left back, Pat was just there ahead of Leicester's Ghanaian sensation. Here's Crozier though now for ZTE. He plays it out to this left-hand side. Here's the substitute, Krasakovic. He in turn dinks it to the back post, but very similarly at the other end there was Ricardo Pereira. He's got the armband on in this second half, calm as you like, chested it out for a corner. Former Leuven player who goes over to take this corner. Frenchman Crozier. But it's met firmly by the 6', 6-inch frame of Yannick Vestergaard to head that one away. Here's Crozier in now into midfield. Pat back again. Clearly likes to come and get the ball, the main striker. He loses it there, though, as Jordan Ayew can drive forward. Lovely, again, from the goal scorer. Here we go. Here's Abdul Fatawi on that right-hand side. Cuts in onto his left. Shoots. It's a good save from the goalkeeper. And then cleared away. But Abdul Fatawi there showing us what we know he's capable of. Couple of substitutions now for ZTE. Yeah, what a moment that would have been for Abdul Fatawi. Really good play onto his left foot. Maybe if he'd not only played 10 minutes in 9 months, he might have made something better of that, but it's so great to see him back on a football pitch, and as I said, infectious character, just loves the game, loves the sport. Page goes back for a Coley. Oh, Abdul Fatawi there on the right-hand side, fantastic. This time goes with his right all the way across towards Steffi Mavididi. That was electric from Fatawi. Vestergaard. Coley. Vestergaard taking no chances. Sends it high into the sky here. The sun setting in Hungary as Crozier turns. Looks for his man over on that left-hand side, but Vestergaard is there again. Oh, Fatawu. He's looked really bright, hasn't he? Abdul Fatawu, like he's not been away. Indeed, he now. Page. Justin. It's unlucky, it's just ahead of Mavididi. Feels like there's been a little bit more zip about Leicester's play in this last 10 minutes or so. You would have thought that maybe we're seeing a few tired legs from ZTE, considering they've not made as many changes, but they do have their first league game of the season next week, so you think they'd be pretty much as sharp as they need to be. There's Yannick Vestergaard. Samari, neatly away from one, neatly away from two. Neatly away from three. Bouba Samari, what a run that is. Wilfred Ndidi sends it out to Abdul Fatawu. Save from the goalkeeper. Well, what a 13 minutes he's had since he's come on. Abdul Fatawu, 2 shots on goal. A terrific run and cross. This one, though, was great play from Samari. Indeed, he knew he had Fatawu there. You just knew he was going to take the shot, didn't you? And the keeper eventually making the save. Ndidi, that's a brilliant ball. Mavididi is well onside, and his first touch is sublime. Oh, and then the ball just gets away from him there, Steffi Mavididi. That'd have been a terrific goal. He still has it though on this left-hand side. He cuts in, goes down. Referee says nothing doing. Crozier. Henry gets it back. The captain here in Zalaegerszegi. Skrybek, his ball is a very good one to the back post. Terrific ball in that. Jakub Stolarczyk was equal to the attempt at the back post from Krasakovic, but a really, really good ball in that. Deserved a better finish, but Stolarczyk was comfortable. Vestergaard. Justin. Really good from James Justin, who drives and shoots, and it's saved low to his right-hand side. That's where Ayew snuck it in 10 minutes ago. This time, Justin doesn't have as much luck with it. But Leicester looking much, much the better side in this second half. Samare, Page, Vestergaard, Ricardo towards Page. He looked like he could have been offside. The flag stays down. There's Fatawu again. Ndidi drills it across. No one's there. So actually a really good ball from Wilfred Ndidi. Good defending, and yeah, there's a problem there for one of the ZTE players who themselves are about to make a couple of changes. They might have to change that. Spot of cramp, maybe. You can tell we're in pre-season. Good driving run that, wasn't it, James Justin? We've seen him score some absolute belters, haven't we? Goals at Stoke, Cardiff spring to mind. Not to be this time. And of course, who could forget that cracker away at Arsenal last season as well. In a game that Leicester so nearly held on to a point at the Emirates. Having seen James Justin score a brace. Mavididi. Nicely done to Justin. Ayew wants it. Doesn't quite get through to the Ghanaian. And away come the home side. It's a good ball out. And a chance. Coley standing up his man. Fatawu goes to help. And between the two of them, they do a really good job. Coley sees that dangerous passage of play out for a corner. Good energy from Pat, the fullback there. He's been on since the beginning. Crozier across to take this. Fatawu alive. A little bit of ingenuity from the corner, looking for the man on the edge of the box, but Fatawu there was very clever to read it. Mavididi now is surely fouled. The referee says no. Here's Crozier, one way then the other. Ricardo sticking to his task well, and Ndidi across to support his man. Between them they see it out. A good play that, Ricardo. We know how good defensively he is on that right hand side, and he showed it yet again there. Cheers from the home fans there at another wayward pass. They know they'll have to be much better a week from today when they open their campaign against Debrecen. Here's Vestergaard. Fatawu. JJ back again now for Buba. Fatawu again. Five minutes to go here in Zalaegerszegi, West Hungary. Leicester's third pre-season game of the summer. It looks like it's going to be win, win, win to start this campaign, albeit in pre-season, and a winning start for Martí Cifuentes. 5 minutes to go. Can they add to that? This is what he said in his interview. We want 2, we want 3, we'll keep going. Leicester do look like they're keeping going here. There's 6 in the box. Ricardo finds one of those, which is Mavididi. His cross was blocked. Muted appeals for a handball, and Ricardo now gets it again. A lot of bodies committed forward by Leicester. Exciting to see. Justin. Fatawi's come across this left-hand side now. Puts the ball in with his left foot towards Ayew. It's going to get all the way through now for Mavididi. Wicked ball in, that time from Fatawi. That was nearly a good ball in as well from Mavididi, headed away though. Coley. Vestergaard sweeps it out to Fatawi. Goes one way, then the other, wins inside a corner. Doesn't seem to be any ring rustiness for Abdul Fatawi, and it's his fellow countryman Ayew who trots over to take the corner here in the final moments of this pre-season friendly. A number of the young travelling Leicester group there in that corner with Jordan Ayew, who raises 2 arms aloft. Some big targets in the box, Yannick Vestergaard being one of them. The ball goes towards Okoli, who heads it just over the bar. Fantastic attack from Caleb Okoli. That he may have hurt himself in the process. He really leaped at the ball. He seems to be holding his hip there, Okoli. On come the physios again. Of course, we hope he's okay. It's more his ribs that he seems to be holding there. Let's have a look. Yeah, attacked the ball and then was clattered into somewhat there, Okoli. Let's hope he's okay. It's the last thing you want to see in a pre-season game. This will be a good opportunity to remind you, of course, that Leicester's final pre-season game of this summer is at home. Of course, it's against Fiorentina. Tickets are still available for that one, so come and cheer on your team one last time at King Power Stadium before the Championship season begins, of course, in earnest on that Sunday in 3 weeks' time against Sheffield Wednesday. Another look at the goal here. Ayew worked his way into the box. There was a lot of defenders around him, and he did well to find the bottom corner. He immediately went to pick the ball up, clearly hungry for more. His second goal of this pre-season campaign so far, following from his one direct from a corner a week ago at Seagrave. Ayew. He's fouled. The clock has reached the 90-minute mark. The referee looks as if he wants to at least play out this passage of play as Mavididi collects on the right-hand side, Fatawi rather. The two of those swapping flanks regularly here in this second half. Okoli has it now to Vestergaard. There'll be 2 minutes added on here. And Zalaegerszegi as Mavididi goes back to Justin, pings the ball out towards Fatawi, who doesn't quite reach its target, although he'll chase this down. Ricardo to Ndidi. Fatawi. Another stoppage here as one of the ZTE players this time goes down. Can't be long left now. 2 minutes was added on. Vestergaard have looked solid at the back for Leicester today in the second half. As did the lads in the first half, of course. Oh, although that's almost another back pass gone wrong there. This time it was Justin, but Stolarczyk again, not for the first time today. Sharp off his line, even in this 92nd minute. Still eager, still concentrating. But there goes the final whistle. It is a winning start for Leicester City's new manager, Martí Cifuentes. It is 3 wins on the bounce at the start of this pre-season. Jordan Ayew with the only goal here in Zalaegerszegi after 70 minutes. And it's another really good run out for Leicester City now, who edge closer and closer to the start of their championship campaign against Sheffield Wednesday. They'll be pleased with the work that they've done so far in pre-season. The group will remain here in Europe, back to their camp in Austria for another week. A double header on Friday, of course, coming for you. You can follow all of that action as you have done today with us on Fox's Hub and on YouTube, of course. But from me here in Hungary, it'll be time to hand you back to our guys in the studio after a winning start for Martí Cifuentes.
Declares Leicester City champions. There's a few banners actually in the players. To signal that Leicester are straight back up to the Premier League.
Red Bull gives you wings.
biết Sài Gòn.
There we go, job done for Leicester City in their third pre-season friendly of the campaign. We'll have more from Hungary. We've sent Dan down from the commentary box to pitch side, so hopefully we'll hear from some of those involved very, very soon. More from Ewan and Steve to come as well. But of course, this is all part of the big countdown to the brand new season, which is fast approaching, just over 3 weeks away. 3 weeks tomorrow, 22 days to go until Sheffield Wednesday visit King Power Stadium in the season opener on Sunday, the 10th of August. Now, if you are an international viewer, you can get your Game Pass for the season at an introductory early bird rate on the website for Fox's Hub. So that means you'll be able to watch all the championship games this season on Fox's Hub. If you like the audio offering, you enjoy the commentary, you can get a listen live pass for the season as well. They are on sale now. Fox's Hub at lcfc.com. Well, gents, that second half was a little bit more like it, a little bit more you were asking for at half-time. Just a bit more intensity about Leicester City with that second 45.
I enjoyed the second half more than I did the first half. As you said, there was more intensity. The lads were at it more. We played further up the pitch as a team, which meant long periods of that game were played in the opposition's half. It looked like there was more energy. I think the passing was crisper. Great to see Fatawu coming on and influencing the game. We spoke about Steffi Mavididi after about 10 minutes, and he hadn't really got involved. No. And then all of a sudden, he triggers himself into like, there's a position up for grabs in the centre forwards position now. There's no Jamie Vardy. Someone's got to grab that by the scruff of the neck. And I think at the minute, looking at the options in that position, and not just because he's scored tonight, but I think Jordan Ayew's got the tools that's needed to play that number 9 role. He's good with his back to goal. He's good at receiving the ball. You know, he's got good vision. Took his goal really well. I thought the second half was a more of a competitive performance than the first half.
As every Leicester City fan would have done this afternoon when the team came out for the first half, you having a look at it going, I could see that being the starting 11 against Sheffield Wednesday. And then, of course, second half, that bunch turned up and said, no, we want to be involved in that game.
Never read into pre-season games. It's always difficult to work out what a manager's thinking. But that would have sent a few reminders to him about certain players. And, Ayew scoring will certainly... like Ewan just said, you've got to look at. It was great to see Fatawu come back. He was terrific as well. Unbelievable year out, and he's got that quality of game. But it was a better tempo to the game. Like Ewan said, we talked about it earlier. You've just, as defenders, you've got to work out. You've got to squeeze the space, and you do it from the back. And that's why sometimes the games get stretched, and it did first off. It was just, if they would have just squeezed up and took that risk a little bit, as long as you've, like I say, if I was playing against someone really fast, you give yourself 5 or 10 yards, but against a team like that who didn't have anything really to offer. Let's squeeze the space. Let's push on. Get the ball quickly. Move it. Distribute it wide. Get it wide to your wingers, and that's what we did. And it looked a lot better. There was some really good play in that second half.
Yeah, something you mentioned, Ewan, to me when we were watching was this feels more like a competitive fixture now, whereas first half felt a bit more like a training exercise.
Not that we were ponderous in that first half. I mean, Walshy's used the word tempo, you've used the word intensity. There was just more of those two things and cutting edge as well. He scored one good goal, could have had 2 or 3 in the game, and that was against a side had a poor season last season, but they had the 4th best defensive record in the league, so they're a hard nut to crack. It just had more of a competitive feel about it, that second half to the first half. And I tell you what, if he didn't know already, Cifuentes he'll be looking at the two halves, and he'll be thinking, I've got some big decisions to make. I tell you what, he's absolutely spoilt for choice in certain areas. And that's never a bad thing for a head coach.
I think like I say, we'd certainly created better chances as well in that second half, and it could have been 2 or 3 in the end. But like you say, he's got a lot to think about. There is a big squad here, and he's just got to, like I say, he's only been here 5 days. Like I say, you've got to take stock very quickly, and that would have helped him. Definitely, with how we played, how Fatawu came on and Ayew playing as a number 9, really. If he stayed up most of the time, he drifted off a few times. But that's where he should be, and that's where you get the goals. And Julie scored, so it was a good performance that second half.
Well, yeah, the key moment was the goal from Jordan Ayew. But what really is going to excite the new manager is not just the finish, but actually the build-up to get there. Because it was a well-worked move, and I know we keep using the word, but in terms of intensity, Mavididi showed it, getting that move started. Justin kept that tempo going, and then Ayew did the rest.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right. He wants a patient build-up game, and I love that philosophy. But then there comes a trigger point that things have to quicken up, and that sort of 9 times out of 10 is when you reach that final third, when the passing quickens, the movement gets better, and that's what we saw. Mavididi did ever so well to start the move. I mean, yes, questionable defending. He's got 4 blue shirts in and around him.
They didn't fancy it, did they?
They didn't. He's moved the ball ever so well. He's manoeuvred it to his right foot. Could have gone the other side of the goalkeeper. Did he give him the eyes and then went on his inside? I don't know. It was a good finish. It was a really good finish. And he looked sharp, he looked bright, he wanted to get involved.
It's a really good link-up play, and you look at it and think that when we get that ball wide, we look direct, we pressed better as well, quicker, and made them make a few errors, and they didn't like it. Like you say, either side, it was a problem for them, and that's what. Especially when Enzo was here, that was what we did. We got the ball wide to these two players, and they could go direct and give us chances, and that's what it's done. They created them chances today.
And it's still sort of, a lot of head coaches use it now. The 5-second rule when you lose possession. Yeah. The next 5 seconds crucial because you want to win the ball back as soon as you can. I mean, in the first half, that was hard to do because we were so stretched as a unit. It's easier for the opposition sort of to find their way from the back through midfield because you're stretched. Because we were that much more compact in the second half. It was a lot harder for them to do, and that's why we sort of dominated
and
half.
It looked like we got more energy
that
second half, but by squeezing up and condensing the space, it made it easier for us, and then you're not chasing all these long balls. If they do put it over the top, then your keeper's going to be there, and so they had nothing to worry about as defenders. And when I've played myself personally, and I've played in that position, when you can go 1v1 almost, you don't have to go to the old rule of 2v1. One you go there and I'll come cover you. You don't need it. You don't need it anymore. If you can handle that, you can, and things happen going forward.
Abdul Fatawu. Let's talk about him. It's been such a hard time for him. You've spoken about the injury he suffered and how hard it is to come back from that. You didn't expect him to come back quite as shiny as that, right?
No. I mean, we obviously we expected a new team or a new outfield starting 10 for the second half. Goalkeeper was staying the same. We sort of expected that. And we spoke about Fatawu watching the game and what do we do? Do we sort of keep him, get him a bit more workload in the week's training leading up to the game on Friday? I think we all thought that's maybe what happened. But we were all delighted when we saw him coming on, number 7 on his back, and he looked lively. And he must be so frustrated. He worked as hard as anybody 2 seasons ago to win the league, to get the club back into the Premier League, and he missed out with, I mean, the man to my left, he had more cruciate ligament injuries than anybody, so he knows far better than me what you have to do to get yourself back.
I'll give you an example. I think that they've protected him very, very well, Leicester. I think they've not rushed him back in, which you could have done. In our days, I was needed. I needed to hurry up and get this injury sorted out. And I didn't really build my thigh up properly. It wasn't right.
So you rushed back?
So I rushed back. 6 months I was back. And he's never 6 months, never. I'm guessing, is he 9 months now? I don't know. But what the club, I mean, the scientific, it's unbelievable now when you go down the training ground, machines they've got, the doctors, everything's so much better. So he's done so well, to come back as well as that today. I didn't quite expect that performance from him. But.
Right, I'm going to cut you off, Walshy, because we can head back to Hungary and hear from the manager.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Marty, congratulations on a winning start here at Leicester City. How did you see that today?
Well, definitely positive things that we can bring with us. A lot of things to improve, as is normal at this stage. Perhaps the most important for me today was to give a proper chance to everyone. We split 2 teams, 2 11s, and actually even more changes in the second half. But a lot of positive. I'm happy as well about the fact that we won. So.
You said to us yesterday you were struggling a little bit with your voice. Clearly, 90 minutes of shouting has made it a little bit worse. Are you happy, though, with what you saw out there?
Yeah, as I said, I think that we can take some positive from the game, definitely. I like the intention, the attitude of the team, the application. I like that we wanted to see from day one and a team that wants to be dominant, that wants to use the possession to attack. And we try. Obviously, the timing is still on the movements, the timing on those rotations, everything will come. But I like as well to see the young boys. I'm very happy with what I see from Jeremy, from Louis, from Evans, from all the young guys, and as well the application of the experienced players. I like what I saw from Connor, from Yannick, from all the experienced players, and I think that's an interesting mix.
Obviously, you've had the training sessions now, but is it very different as a manager when you actually get to see the group for the first time in a proper game?
Well, I think that what I saw already from day one in terms of training, I think that we try to replay here. Obviously, it's much more fun for everyone, for the fans, for me as a coach, when we can compete. And I said as well that for me it was important as well to win the game. It's a friendly, it's fine, but we're here to win football games. So it's very common in precision to say, the result doesn't matter. For me, it matters always, and that's why I'm happy about the application, and I'm happy about the fact that the team is trying to do what we have been trying to do in trainings.
A very well taken goal from Jordan Ayew, wasn't it?
Fantastic one. As an experienced player, he's got this quality, and of course we know that he can play in different positions, but today he scored a fantastic goal in one situation that was not perhaps the easiest one. Instead, we got more situations in the back post, especially situations to score in other occasions, but it's important that he can give us this quality.
I'll just do one last question to save your voice. Another week, of course, in camp with 2 games at the end of that week. What are you hoping to get out of the next 6 days?
Well, definitely today has been as well some top-ups, some hard work after the game for everybody. So we are working as well on this conditional path. That will not change during the week, but the approach will be to improve everything we did today. So as long as we're going to play 2 games, probably it's going to be much more minutes for all the players, and that was one of the targets of coming here. But it's going to be an interesting week, definitely.
Thank you very much, Martin. Cheers. Congratulations. Thank you.
What's his voice going to be like in December when they're away at Millwall on a cold Tuesday night?
He didn't need that last question off that. That's for certain.
Batesy stitched him right up.
Don't
there.
remind me of Millwall. Sent off twice there. It's all over the place.
You've been sent off everywhere, Walkie.
I have. Yes.
You know, positives to take from the game. That's what he's saying, and he's also saying what, interestingly, you might disagree with what Walshy was talking about earlier. Every game matters to him. The result does matter to me.
I totally agree with that. I mean, as a centre forward, pre-season games, if I wasn't scoring, I wasn't happy. If I was scoring goals, and I was going into the new season having got 6, 7, 8 goals in 5 friendlies, I was in a good place mentally. And you know, I said before, early stages of pre-season, only the 3rd game in, getting back into those good habits that are going to win your games. The best habit you can get is winning football games, and 3 on the spin now, and it's good signs, really good signs. And I bet he can't wait for this next week to get some more information, some more tactical and technical work on the training pitch with the lads before the game on Saturday.
Yeah, the levels are changing.
Yeah.
The stepping up, like you said earlier. You know, these levels are going higher and higher, and it will be an interesting week, like the manager said.
Well, we've spoken about him quite a bit already during the show, so I think we can head back to Hungary and hear from today's goal scorer. Jordan Ayew is with Dan Bates.
And another win, 3 wins in a row. How are you seeing pre-season so far?
So far, so good. We first came in, and we've been working really, really hard since the beginning, and you know, we're trying to implement what he wants us to do. So that's what we're trying to do. All is not perfect. That's why we're in pre-season, and we're going to do our best to make sure that we'll be ready for Sheffield Wednesday.
It was a very hot evening tonight, wasn't it? Does that, I guess, help in pre-season because it means you almost have to work harder and harder?
Well, we can't do anything about it. Pre-season is always hard, whether it's hot, cold, or so. Yeah, obviously the heat is not easy, you know, but we're professional players and we're dealing with it, so there's no complaint about that.
And you came up against a side that they start their league campaign next week, so they're much further ahead, if you like. Could you see that on the pitch? Obviously, you still got the win.
Yeah, of course. They were well tactically. They were deep, you know, nice and narrow as well. So it wasn't easy, but you know, those are the type of teams who are going to play in the championship, you know, and. We have to find solutions, and you know it's not going to be easy, but with time, with the manager's ideas, I think everything will go on well.
Tell us about the goal then, because it looked like there were defenders everywhere, yet you somehow managed to wriggle through.
Well, you know, sometimes as a striker you just need to force, you know, and that's what I try to do. I feel like we don't take enough initiative as we forward. You know, we try to always play around the box, but we need to shoot more, and that's why, obviously, I took the initiative to shoot, but, you know, it could have gone anywhere, but I was lucky today it went in, and I thank God.
You've now scored 2 in 2. Do you feel in a good place, confidence-wise?
Well, listen, I'm always a confident person and a positive person, you know, so obviously it's pre-season. Obviously it's important for their confidence, but, you know, it's showing that, like, I'm working well, and, you know, I just need to keep going. And, you know, I'm humble, I'm relaxed, you know, about the season that's coming, and I'll always do my best, and that's what I've been doing.
Just a word for the gaffer. Obviously the first time you've now played a game for him. You've had a few days training. What are your first impressions?
Really, really good, really good. Really, you know, we all have a good feeling about him, so it's a positive thing. And you know, obviously, it's only a couple of days, but he still needs to know us better, and we need to know his ways better. And that's why we're in pre-season, to bond and to get to know each other really well. So yeah, for now everything is going on well and according to plan, so perfect.
And one more week of this camp, a couple of games at the end of that, so more of the same then, I guess.
Yeah. We're going to keep on working, pushing, working hard. You know, pre-season is really tough, really tough, and we're going to keep on working hard, we push ourselves, you know, and you know, the season is right the corner. You know, we don't need to forget it, but we'll make sure that we'll be ready for Sheffield Wednesday.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Jordan. Well done again. Cheers.
There we go. Today's match winner, Jordan Ayew, speaking to Dan Bates. Something he said there, which I thought was really interesting, quite strong from him as well, saying, as strikers, we don't take the initiative enough. We're working the ball, we're playing the ball around the box, we need to be shooting more on sight. Kind of telling Marty Cifuentes how to do the job to start with. But that's good to hear, isn't it? It's promising from a forward who's wanting to get in those positions.
Yeah, I mean, I was a centre forward in the makeshift centre forward at times,
and a good one.
But I did find an art in, you know, if you see that, you need to look at the goal once and then take just your eye on the ball, you know, and if you hit the target, you know, you've got a chance of scoring, haven't you? So, you know, he's quite robust where he bustles his way in and gets his shot out. Keeper maybe could have done better, but it's gone in the goal. It's a good finish, and he's a proper, you know, a lot of goals he's scored, if you'll notice, they are through that kind of way, you know, the shooting low and hard with power, and you know, he like I say, the manager will be looking at him thinking maybe that could be an option for an out-and-out number 9.
I think at his age, I think that's his best position now. You know, last season, and I thought he did well last season. I think he was second top scorer in the Premier League behind Jamie Vardy. Scored some really good goals, scored some important goals. The winner at Southampton, an equaliser at Portman Road late on. But he played on the right, sort of played as a number 10. I think he's got better attributes to play as a number 9 with his back to goal. I think at this moment in time, I think there's better options in wide areas than Jordan Ayew. I don't think he's got the pace that some of the younger lads who play down the right and down the left have got. I think El Khanous is going to make that number 10 role his. Because as much as the first half wasn't as good as performance as the second half, there were some really good individual performances in that first half. You know, Jeremy Monga was really lively down the left-hand side. El Khanous, every time he got the ball, looked like making something happen. I'm going off tangent here. I do think that is Jordan Ayew's best position.
But you're talking about goals, it's like when you look at the squad, you've got to look at who are going to get our goals all season. You've got to look at it now and look at the squad and think who's going to get us 15 to 20 goals, really. He's the only one probably who could do that. Khanous, could he get 10, 12, maybe 15? He could push if he plays in that 10 position.
I think Mavididi got 12 a couple of years ago
and playing
wide
from
left,
wide. And you've got Fatu. You know, they've got to get more consistency. Monga coming into it, you know, he'll get better and better. He's, you know, top class. So then you look at maybe your midfielders. Who's going to chip in with a few goals there? You know, at the minute, not too many goals are going to come from midfield. No. Looking at our midfield, centre backs should be getting 6. Should be getting 6 goals. You know, they should get 6 goals. So, you know, I just look at it and think that there's just missing a bit of creativity, and like I say, it's that maybe we need to buy a goal scorer, but that's not easy.
So here's one for you.
Right, go on.
Here's one for you. So for so many years, it's been easy to say Jamie Vardy will be Leicester's top goal scorer. From the list you got in front of you, who will be your top scorer this season, do you think?
At the minute, Ayew for me. If he does stay in that position and doesn't come off and trying to play as a 10 and get in the way of Canoes, I think that if he can just stay in that box. I think there was a chance when he's been taking corners, don't forget. I'd rather have him in the box. Yeah. Also, he got down to the byline, he put the ball across, but it should be him getting that header on the ball in the to score there, and no one backed him up. He was the one put a great ball in. So,
but of course, El Canoes played first half, and he would probably
absolutely. That's exactly what we've got to get, and that's where Ayew's going to get. He'll get a few tap-ins if he's in the right area, as you know, you and get scoring goals. You just wait for the rebound. You've got a lot of defenders. Kind of you just don't see things and don't react quickly. But forwards, that's a good forward who does and cleats it up.
We'll be back with you on Friday with a double bill of pre-season action on Fox's Hub. So the squad's going to be in two parts. So two different teams will be playing. So firstly, in the morning, 10:30 on Friday, playing against Karpaty Lièvre, I think.
That'll do.
We've just been in Hungarian today. I don't know where they're from. And then on Friday afternoon, 4 o'clock, they'll be playing FC Köln.
Yeah. Good
so that's going to be interesting. It'll be also interesting to see how Martí Cifuentes does pick those sides for those two different challenges.
Yeah, because there's a lot of the starting 11 for both are going to have to play the majority of the game, because obviously shortened numbers to send two squads to do two different parts of Europe to play two different different teams. You'd expect a strong. This is a hard one because you'd expect a stronger starting 11 for the second game against the Bundesliga. Are they the Bundesliga or are they?
They're in German second.
Okay,
division, I think,
but I think that will be a tough test. I mean, he's got food for thought. He'll be in a better place having watched that 90 minutes of football. His first as Leicester City new head coach. There's a lot of work to be done between now and Friday, and I bet he can't wait.
I bet there's a set amount of minutes that each player
has to have.
And you see, Akoli, Justin today played the full 90 minutes, didn't they today? I'm correct, yeah. I think I am. So obviously they'll be looking at them as well. But I do think that you will know a little bit more after those two games. Then you've got to start and look, right, this is where we're going now. This is my lineup. He's not just going to play it. He'll play it in a way that fits other players into his mind.
I think the longer pre-season goes, the more games you play, the closer you get to the start of the season.
Yeah.
Maybe that last game, you'll get a sense of what the starting 11 will be for the game on the 10th of August against Sheffield Wednesday.
And you expect probably come Friday, you might just see more of the implementation of the tactics Martí Cifuentes is trying to implement.
I think there has
100%,
to be. I think there has to be. They've got a full week, 2-3 sessions a day. It will all be with the ball, which you can get your fitness work done with sessions with the ball. It's going to be a really, really good week for them, and it's all about hard work. Nothing's easy, especially in pre-season. It's absolutely the most important time.
It's a grueling, few weeks, but you need it. You need to get through it. If you get an injury, it's the worst thing ever.
You're always playing catch up.
You're always playing catch up. Like I say, these lads now, they're in a position. They're all looking fit. They're looking strong. There's no injuries.
I think
wood.
That was exactly what I was going to say. Another positive. They've all come through unscathed, which was, a toughish test, to be fair.
30 degrees heat as well. Your legs are heavy from the training that they've had, for the last few weeks. It's been intense training, and it's hard to get up to speed.
So job done on all fronts.
Absolutely, yeah.
Brilliant stuff. We will be back on Friday with that double header on Fox's Hub and on YouTube as Leicester City's pre-season campaign continues. But for today, it's another win, and Martí Cifuentes is first as the Fox's boss. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.